Hello and welcome to episode 65 of the Disney Park Princess podcast, our first episode in 2020. Hi, guys.
Hi.
All right, so it's been a decade since we last recorded. No,
Oh my God, it feels like forever.
Feels like forever. But it is 2020 now, and this is our first recording of the new year. And so we are going to be doing just sort of a news roundup because a lot happened in the few weeks since we last recorded. So,
as it always does.
Yes, but in this case, really like a lot happened. I have a long list here, and we're not even actually going to talk about every single thing that happened because it's not that type of show, and there's just too much if we went into every tiny little nitty gritty thing that happened. So we're going to go over the big stuff, the stuff that we missed. But first of all, I missed you guys.
Oh, I missed you guys. This is the first time I've seen your faces since.
I know.
We text all the time, but it's different.
Yeah. You look different.
Don't say I look older.
I was going to say new year, new you. Thank you very much. You don't look older. If anything, you look refreshed and rejuvenated from our time off.
I don't know about that because it's a crazy time for work. But before this week, I was great.
December was fantastic.
December was lovely. Yeah.
And then, until December 29th. And then it all became awful. Yeah. So busy.
People who don't know, if you're not a travel agent or you're not familiar with the travel agency sort of industry, we are now in what is affectionately known as wave season. There's a lot of different theories about why it's called wave season, but primarily it's that the holidays are over and in most places in the country, the weather is not fantastic and people want to go somewhere with waves. And so this is our busiest season. We will do the bulk of our business in the first quarter of the year. And so from now until March, April-ish, it's basically 24/7.
It's like we're accountants.
Yes.
Yeah, like you have one, but you're kind of around the rest of the year, but you have a really busy season where you can't breathe.
And actually there's actually another theory that's part of it, is that if you are getting a refund, you're filing as quickly as possible, right? And so you have this refund check that you want to do something with. And so a lot of people plan travel around their refund check. So
plus there's a lot of usually maybe holiday gifts that came in, money, whatever. So
everybody was sitting at the family table talking about what they want to do. And if there's a family trip involved, that was probably a good opportunity to talk about it. So we get lots of phone calls about grandma's taking the whole family to Disney or whatever it is. So,
and most of the country, let's be honest, is just gross this time of year. So everyone's like, where are we going with palm trees? Let's go somewhere.
Exactly. Let's go somewhere that's warm because it's not here. And that's actually very true for me. It's not warm here at all.
Beautiful, sunny, and 75 by me, but I still want to go someplace. So,
well, yeah. See,
it's warm-ish here, but it's pretty cloudy and gross out. So
yeah. But in our Patreon Extra this week, we're going to be talking about what did we do with our Christmas vacations. So I did a little travel. Charlotte did a couple days of travel, and Heather stayed home.
0 things, and it was delightful.
She had a
I I did. It was great. I'll describe it.
Yes. So we'll talk about all
minute
of that.
Minute by minute. It's exhilarating.
Okay. Got up, put on. I saw a meme the other day that really spoke to me, and it said, the day has begun when I've transitioned out of my nighttime PJs and put on my daytime PJs.
I make sure I put on jeans every day because if their jeans did not go on, that's it. There's nothing is happening. Yeah. No emails, no phone calls. I sit on the couch and I watch movies. That's it.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
I don't see a problem with that. There is frequently, I'm dressed because I'm on video right now, and I notice we all put on makeup. You'll notice as you watch these YouTube videos, there are some days where we're all in full makeup, and then there are some days where somebody, usually me, just couldn't be bothered.
We've had a morning.
Yes. Those are the days when I get a phone call from my mother asking me if I'm feeling okay because she watched the YouTube video and I look tired. So
I never wear makeup, so I had to make a decision at 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. So let's get into it. Let's start with the thing that I think all were had really strong opinions on over the last few days, which is the Skyliner bus situation at the resorts. All right, Charlotte, why don't you explain what I'm talking about?
Okay. So they're starting on, I guess it was Sunday, the 5th of January. There was a sign with no warning outside of Pop Century, Art of Animation, and Caribbean Beach and Riviera that said, beginning today, meaning beginning right now, we will only be doing bus service to Epcot and Disney's Hollywood Studios once per hour. And anyway, we saw that and we were like, what is going on? So it's just once an hour, and they expect you to use the Skyliner.
Yeah. And it turns out it's not just Pop Century.
Yeah. Art of Animation,
Caribbean Beach and Riviera. Yeah.
Yeah. So once per hour. And so they want you to use the Skyliner. Great. Except that the Skyliner still has frequent downtimes. So that's an issue. And the fact that all of the transportation is always crowded, I still think they need the buses all the time. Regardless of, I mean, you always know we don't love the Skyliner, but regardless of that, it has frequent downtimes, and transportation is just always crowded. So you need good, efficient ways to get people from here to there all the time.
The point of the Skyliner was to alleviate the wait for the buses. Great. It's not a be-all and end-all. And let's remember that 3 of these 4 resorts are some of the largest on Disney property. Right. So you are now going to take these tens of thousands of people and throw them onto one transportation system and not offer them a backup. That, to me, is not alleviating the problem. You're now causing the problem to be the Skyliner more backed up. And that, to me, says one of 2 things. One, Disney is, of course, trying to cut corners and save money, and so they don't have to run the buses because the buses are more expensive, because you need bus drivers and mechanics and gas and maintenance on those. But 2, the Skyliner is not performing the way that they wanted it to. People are not embracing it the way that they assumed that they would, and so now they are trying to force people to the Skyliner and have no choice but to use it.
Yeah. I was surprised by the lack of advance notice, because that's a big difference. If you are a person that chose Pop Century as your resort, but weren't planning on using the Skyliner for whatever reason, and I personally did not dislike the Skyliner. I was very neutral on the Skyliner. I actually liked it more than I thought I was going to. And I probably would utilize it, but if for whatever reason, I do have a lot of reservations about it. But you made the decision thinking that you could choose either one. And now that's not really the case. So if I were a person who showed up on Sunday and then suddenly found out that now the bus service has gone to hourly, I'm going to be frustrated with that. And so we then had to go and alert all of our clients that were staying there, hey, just a heads up, I know you've chosen these resorts based on X, Y, and Z. This is now changed, and I got a range of responses. I got some clients that were completely fine with it because they were excited to try the Skyliner, and that's what they were planning on using anyway. And so that's fine, and that's great. And then I had some that were very frustrated and are possibly changing resort. So as with anything, you get sort of a range of reactions to it. But I think doing it in January is one thing. I'm going to be really interested to see how this plays out come July.
Sorry, that's what I've been saying all along. We have not run this in the summer when there are massive storms every day in Florida.
Right.
Sorry. Right. I mean, living in Florida and seeing apartment buildings in my town go up in flames, brand new apartment buildings. People just moved in the week before, up in flames on a random Tuesday afternoon thunderstorm. This is not a good idea. I'm telling you right now, you will never find me on the Skyliner in the summer, ever. Those storms are terrifying, and they come like this. You have 5 minutes. So what happens if that cloud is not there when you got on that Skyliner at Epcot, but by the time you get to MGM, forget it. It's dangerous, and I just no. So I don't know why they're doing this other than to save money. I'm assuming that it's a trial, and if enough people complain about it, they will bring the buses back.
I do think that's a possibility. I do think this is a test balloon. I think this is Disney trying something to see what the guest reaction is going to be, and then they'll make adjustments.
Yeah.
And I do think that's really important to note. Like, we're not saying that this is a permanent change. We're not saying that this is something that is going to be forever. We don't know. It's just something that Disney is testing right now. And they do this all the time. They'll float these sort of test balloons and see what happens. And then the internet goes up in flames and they go, never mind. We were just kidding.
Yeah.
And I mean, kidding.
It's not unprecedented. You know, like if you're staying on the monorail loop, the Grand Floridian Contemporary Polynesian, they don't have buses to the Magic Kingdom. You're expected to take the monorail or a boat. But there's two options. You can take a boat or you can take the monorail if you don't want to be, if you're afraid of heights or whatever it may be.
And if the monorail is down, like there have been times when it's been unexpected downtime, or even they've been scheduled maintenance, they do provide an alternative.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see if, if the Skyliner just goes down like it has been randomly going down, if they will adjust the buses. Surely they will.
I would assume that they would.
Yeah. The other thing that people mentioned was a lot of the times, especially at the value resorts, the first bus fills up. Like there's too many people for one bus. Again, Disney tracks that type of thing. I'm sure in those circumstances, they're going to send more than one bus per hour.
Yeah.
I wish they hadn't gone quite so extreme. Like I wish instead of it being once every 30 minutes, maybe. Like normally they tell you that there's buses every 20 minutes is about the average. Maybe go to every 30 minutes. Like, once an hour just seems a bit extreme. But we'll see.
The other feedback I heard is, well, what time? So if I know that I have to be there at 9 a.m. for the bus, and it's 9:05, then okay, well maybe I will take the Skyliner, or maybe I will take a minivan or something like that. Yet if I don't know what time it is and I get there at 9:05, but it did come at 9 o'clock, I don't think they have those signs up at.
Well, here's my problem with
these other resorts that say what time the buses are coming. Do they? I mean, they may.
I believe.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head if Pop Century has the bus arrival times or if that's just a deluxe resort thing.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, what about on the flip side too? This is what's I think almost upsets me more is, okay, great. I know I have to be at the bus stop at 9 a.m. at Pop Century to make it to Epcot or whatever it is. But what happens when I'm in Epcot, right? And I'm exhausted and I've been there for 10 hours and I just rode Spaceship Earth and all I want to do is go back to my hotel. I have to walk all the way back across the park through the International Gateway to get back to my hotel.
Right.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Which is, of course, the same issue that's with, the beach club and the boardwalk. It's exhausting to have to do that when you're sitting in mouse gear and it's like, oh, it's pouring rain out and now I have to make a mad dash this way. It's not convenient.
Yeah. That's when I'd be like, hello, Uber. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. Which I think more and more people are doing. I have noticed on recent trips that more and more people are taking advantage of Uber and Lyft to get around Walt Disney World than I had ever seen, I think, before. So,
yeah. And it's interesting because, we've talked a lot about the minivans and stuff, and they're great and they are more convenient than taking an Uber and or Lyft because of like where they can take you versus where those are.
For some things, yeah.
Right. But you know what? They're a lot more expensive, so it's an option.
Yeah.
So
our last trip, pretty much every time we thought about taking an Uber, I would check how much is minivan versus how much is Lyft and Uber. It was nearly double in almost every time I looked. I mean, a $13 trip was almost a $30 trip with minivan.
Exactly.
No. The polka dots are cute and I like them, but I'm not paying nearly double for.
Yeah. I might pay double for the fancy music, maybe.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing. You also don't need a car seat, and so there's.
Yep.
There's really good things about it.
There are anyway,
yeah. But that being said, if you get to the bus stop at 9:05 and the bus just got there at 9, then consider taking a minivan or a Lyft or something like that. So it's something to do.
Yep. All right, let's talk about smoke at the Magic Kingdom, because there's been a few instances of smoke/fire, because there seems to be some confusion. So back in December, Pete's Silly Sideshow, that whole sort of tent area in Fantasyland, had an actual fire, which shut down the building, the shop, and the character greets. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's even reopened yet. Has it reopened? Do we know?
At least part of it did.
It did. Okay.
Yeah, at least part of it did. All of it may be reopened by now. So.
Okay. All right. So then just last week, my beloved Tomorrowland Transit Authority, Wedway People Mover, call it whatever you want, my beloved ride had smoke, significant amounts of smoke. But apparently no fire, or they're not confirming a fire, or I don't know. It seems unclear to me.
Well, you know the saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. But I did not see from all the pictures that I saw, I did not see a fire.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you. I did not see a fire. But I did see massive amounts of smoke, basically on the moving sidewalk.
Yeah, coming down So it was almost like. It was very sort of scary pictures of sort of smoke coming down the walkway and, it was very dramatic.
Yeah.
But the ride was actually not down for very long.
Yeah. So I don't know what caused the smoke. I don't know what the situation was, but fortunately, it didn't seem like anybody was hurt and they got it fixed pretty quickly. So that's good.
People Mover is okay.
Yeah. But hopefully they will.
No, People Mover is what that awesome.
Is. Yeah.
I mean, okay, as in it's okay. It's fine.
Okay. I thought you were saying the People Mover is just okay. I was
I love the People Mover.
All right. We're about to have words. Okay. All right. Credit card breach. Yes. If you dined at a Landry's restaurant, and for people who are not familiar, Landry's is a large restaurant group that operates the Rainforest Cafe chain. And so in Disney, it's Rainforest Cafe, T-Rex, and they operate Yak and Yeti. So this is like a little thing that a lot of people are not aware of. Disney does not actually operate all of their restaurants. There are a couple of different restaurants groups that operate multiple restaurants, usually like in the World Showcase or Disney Springs. Landry's also happens to run Yak and Yeti at Animal Kingdom. They had a credit card breach. So your data may have been compromised if you dined at any of their locations over the last few months. This is not just the Disney locations, by the way. This is any Rainforest Cafe or T-Rex or, any of the, I forget what the other restaurants are, but there's a whole variety of them. So
can we talk about how Yak and Yeti has the best noodles ever?
Can we talk about how you're talking about the table service or the counter service? Because they don't have them at the counter service anymore, remember? Table service.
I haven't had them.
Best noodles ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good to know.
Just throwing that out.
All right. Okay, let's get into Rise of the Resistance. Discuss.
There were several issues. A
variety
first
of
issues. First of all, to open a brand new ride right before massive amounts of people ascend on your parks is good idea, bad idea? Probably not the best idea. But people love it, so that's great. However...
Yes. Yeah, I just want to say that. We're super pro Rise of the Resistance. Yeah. Like, I am excited.
I'm very excited
to ride this ride because everything that I am hearing about it is a game changer. And so before you email us and tell us that we're hating on all things Disney, we're not. We're super excited about Rise of the Resistance. Yeah. However, it's almost impossible to get on from what I hear.
I mean, I'll be excited about it when I know I can ride it.
Yeah. So there, as you know, they've had boarding groups since it opened, and you have to get into the park and choose your boarding group or try to choose your boarding group. We've talked about this before, that they were doing the backup boarding groups and things like that. So they've been, it seems like, playing with the time that you can actually get into the park and get that boarding group. Yes. So you may not know when that is. It may be park opening. It may be earlier. I don't know.
So right now, officially, it's park opening. As of, today at, 11:45 on January 7th or whatever it is. Yeah. It's official park opening time is when you can get in.
And that's...
Could change. Don't quote us.
So, but the problem is that because the ride tends to break. And not just the ride itself, there have been animatronics on the ride that have not been working or in the queue. And then they have dumped the queue, which means you have your boarding time, you get called, you go, you wait in line for a couple of hours, and then, oops, it's broken. We can't fit you in. You have to leave.
Yeah.
So they've done that a few times. So there's still issues.
But also being at the park at opening and trying to get in, you're not guaranteed a virtual boarding pass.
Right.
Not everybody gets one. One day last week, I think they were all distributed within 23 minutes. So the park opened at 7 a.m. By 7:23, that's it. They were done for the day.
Yeah. One more thing I wanted to mention is we have often said that one of the great ways to avoid the crowds is to get a VIP tour. But we found out last week that as of now, hopefully this will change, but as of now, VIP tours don't even have access to Rise of the Resistance. And this is something that I've never heard of in Disney time.
When they started with Galaxy's Edge and Smuggler's Run, in the beginning, they didn't have access either. And when they were doing, I don't know about Florida, but out here in California, when they were doing the boarding passes just to enter Galaxy's Edge, it didn't matter how many VIP guides you had, you weren't getting in unless you got yourself a boarding group. So it's kind of been that situation. I actually have a client that's going in 2 weeks that's mad at me because she can't get on Rise of the Resistance with her VIP guide. And I said, look, Disney has been very upfront about this, that number one, VIP guides can only go through the Fast Pass line, and there is no current Fast Pass for Rise of the Resistance, but also that they've been upfront saying with all of Galaxy's Edge, sorry, your VIP guide is not going to help you because it's so popular right now.
Yeah. Which, and honestly, I kind of appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know, like that feels fair.
Knowing that something is so popular and people are having trouble getting on it anyway, it should be fair game for everybody. It shouldn't be, so go wait and then start your VIP guide either early in the morning or after, and then you can go do everything else. Yeah. And then you can come back and wait for Rise of the Resistance like the rest of us.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That's what they suggest to do. Get there early and do it. Try to do it then. Or if you get your boarding time, and then the VIP guide will arrange your entire day kind of around that. But I would say do it on a different day than your VIP tour, because you don't want to be wasting all this money just to try and get on this ride. Do it on a different day.
Yep. So, agreed.
Yeah. But I'm
also
super excited excited to try to ride this ride. I mean,
yes.
To me, like this, I just don't get it. Like I didn't get it about Flight of Passage.
You're not a Star Wars fan.
No, it's not even that. I didn't get it about Pandora or Flight of Passage. Like, I don't want to be at a park at 5 a.m. to try to get on a ride. Like, I want to just know that I'm going to go and ride it. So whether that means I get a fast pass for 9 p.m. or I know that I have to wait in line or whatever it is, you're not even guaranteed to ride this ride.
So you're never guaranteed to ride it, because what if you get there on just a normal day and then it's not working or something? You're never
think
guaranteed.
About Flight of Passage, which is like the other big ride that still has ridiculous waits. You're in line. If that thing breaks down, then you're just either going to stand there and get like a fast pass return time, or you're going to wait. Here, they're kicking you out of the line. And then too bad, so sad. You don't have a boarding pass and you can't ride it. That's infuriating. And why are people putting themselves through this? Like, I get it. If you have your vacation booked and this is the only time you can go and you've waited 2 years and like, that's fine. But I'm not going to make a trip down to Florida or even down to Disneyland when it opens in a couple of weeks to ride the hopes that maybe potentially I can ride something. That's not fair. Yeah. It's frustrating.
Yeah. I get it. I'm excited. And I like experiencing new technology, and I like being among the first to be on a ride. I don't care if I'm the first. I don't care if I'm but I like to experience something in the first few months after it opens. That's exciting to me. This is the craziest I've ever heard it, though. Like, this is too far even for me. Like, I am a person who will get up ungodly early, go to Animal Kingdom, get in the scrum of people, like, try to get on the ride. Like, I am that person, you know? And so for Rise of the Resistance, I will, in the next couple of months, try to get down there and do it and get up ungodly early and try to do it. Because it's kind of fun, you know? But this, to me, seems completely crazy, especially given the fact that the ride, the audio animatronics, and some of the ride elements, and even the pre-show elements, have been not functioning so frequently. So if I do all of that and I get on the ride and then I'm still not experiencing, like I'm still not getting the full experience, that's really frustrating to me. So I don't know. Well, let's see. All right, let's talk about something that we are happy about, because this is exciting to me. Like I'm really excited about this, and I'm not even entirely sure why, but it just made me, I saw the headline and it made me so happy I can't even tell you. Disney Springs is getting an M&M store. I'm so excited about this. Have you been to the M&M store in Times Square? Either of you?
Of course, I have bags of M&Ms sitting on top of it.
I love it. I love it.
My favorite. Okay, let's hear. I'm kind of lukewarm on this because I love the M&M store, but I love the M&M store because I can go just get my M&M. Like I have a bag of like ombre purple M&Ms, and they're like 7 pounds of M&Ms, and that makes my heart happy. Do we need it at Disney Springs? I don't know, but I get it because it's for tourists. But I'm just spoiled because like our regular candy store in the mall has the M&M dispenser, so I can just go there and do it, and I don't need to go to like the big M&M mecca.
Excited about it.
I'm really excited.
I'm excited. You are not going to bring it on my parade. I am excited about this M&M store. I want to see if they're going to, because here's what I'm picturing. I'm picturing like an entire wall of like red and black and yellow and like Mickey colors, and then like another of like Elsa colors, and then like I can totally picture it in my head, and I am so excited. And
you can just go to the mall and get those colors yourself.
I don't have that at my mall. I don't have that. I could go to Times Square, which is not that far from me. I can get like a 2-hour train trip. You know, that's easy. But this is going to be Disney, and it's going to be excited. Like laid out. I'm excited about it. And you can't.
I'm so lukewarm. Like I saw the news.
I don't care. I love it.
You know how at the M&M store in New York, and maybe in the one in Las Vegas, I think both of them, but you can meet the M&M characters. Wouldn't it be cool if you got to meet the M&M characters and they were dressed like Disney characters?
They had Mickey ears on.
Yes. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yes. Yeah. I want like an M&M character with like the Mickey gloves and like Mickey. Yes. Like if I get there and green M&M is not dressed as like Minnie Mouse, I'm going to be spicy. Yeah. I want it. I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. I'm excited. So, and what's ironic is I don't even like M&Ms that much. Like, they're fine. But really, when you get down to it, the chocolate inside M&Ms is not like great chocolate. But I don't care because they're cute and they're colorful, and you can get custom ones. And I can eat all the M&Ms. Yeah. Like I can eat my weight in M&Ms every single day. It's probably not a good idea, but I'm excited. And by the way, I'm now
hide my
M&Ms for my birthday.
I have a secret stash, so Justin can't find my M&Ms. They're my M&Ms.
My favorite thing though is the rare flavor M&Ms that you can get at like the M&M stores.
Hold on, this was just in the grocery store. Did you try the pumpkin spice M&Ms this year? It was white chocolate and pumpkin spice, and it is everything I love in life.
There are so many things wrong with that statement. White chocolate and pumpkin spice.
No, have you not tried the white chocolate M&Ms? They come out every year.
White chocolate is not chocolate.
Which is why I like it, because I hate chocolate. Listen, they come out every year for Easter, and they did them for Pirates of the Caribbean. They called them pearls, which is cute, but they're really good. You have to try them.
Nope.
Do it.
I'm not gonna do it.
No.
But
there are hazelnut. Have you tried the hazelnut M&Ms?
I have not.
No. Hello.
I like the pretzel M&Ms and peanut butter
pretzel. Yes. Yep. Pretzel M&Ms, peanut butter M&Ms. I'm here for all of it. My favorite though are the mint.
I haven't tried caramel yet. I haven't tried that yet. It's probably good.
Next week on Disney Park Princess is all M&Ms all the time.
We should do an M&M tasting.
It's our new podcast. The M&M podcast.
Just M&Ms? Yeah. Okay.
All right. Let's talk about another thing that I think we can all get on board with, because we've now got Heather on board with Baby Yoda, thanks to a Bath and Body Works meme that I sent her. Baby Yoda merch now live and available.
Finally available.
Parks. Yes. my niece, I had some family members that were going down there this week, and I'm fairly certain that my niece was bringing an entire suitcase just to
That's great.
Yeah.
So some of it's available, some of it's for pre-order. So you just have to, figure out what's there, and if it's there, buy it. If it's not,
but I've seen Baby Yoda spirit jerseys. I've seen photos of. There's t-shirt, Mandalorian like t-shirts. Yeah, so it seems like it's starting to. It wasn't there for Christmas, I don't think fully, but it seems like this week it's all sort of starting to.
But like the plushies and stuff are still pre-order.
Like the talking.
Yeah. So
that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yes. But we are here for Baby Yoda.
They're making a talking Baby Yoda. He doesn't talk. He just goes.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
Yeah. That's talking. Yeah.
I just want one that pushes buttons.
I used to have, because I got it at a really good Disney Consumer Products tent sale that they do every once in a while, and I'm sure you've seen them at the parks. The little deluxe Yoda that he's like $300, and he walks around, and he's either in fight mode or like force mode. But I used to take him and torture Copley and like chase him, and Copley would go up to him, and I'd push the button, and he'd like start to do this, and Copley's like, "What's going on?" He was fun.
We have the BB-8 that like actually rolls around and everything, the remote BB-8 or whatever. Yeah, Sphero one. Yeah, and when we brought him home, the cats were just like, I think they thought we brought home another cat. They had no idea what the hell was going on. Yeah,
we got that too, and we were like, oh, why do we're going to chase Copley? This is great. And so we get it all charged up, and we go towards and we have it on video because we thought the reaction was going to be great, and Copley just went like this. Then you could just see his head, and then look back at us and like, okay, now what? Like, had no interest in it whatsoever, and we're like, oh, that's boring.
All right. Up next, we have Disneyland. Heather.
I actually have tears in my eyes. Okay. I've never talked about this on the podcast or the blog because it is my favorite spot in Disneyland, and I was a firm believer of not sharing it with anyone because I didn't want it to be ruined. However, Disney has gone and ruined it for me. So it was announced earlier this week, or maybe late last week, that the Alfresco Tasting Terrace at Disney's California Adventure Park is becoming a spot for annual pass holders only. And now I hear you all going, what is the Alfresco Tasting Terrace?
Why have they never told us about this?
Nobody knew about the Alfresco Tasting Terrace, which is why it was the greatest place on the planet, and it was my number one hidden secret. Like, I was adamant. I told nobody. Like, I think like you guys only knew like because we happened to find it together. And it is in the, I guess, Napa Valley area of California Adventure, and it is this tiny little patio high above the wine bar and whatever that Italian restaurant is. I can't even think of the name now.
Most people go to the wine bar and think that's it. But there's a secret staircase.
But it's not. There was a super secret patio upstairs where they had beautiful lounge chairs. You had a view of Cars Land and the Tower of Terror. You could get wine, only the Disney family of wines. They changed that recently. Full bar, so there were cocktails,
good food too.
And the food was fantastic.
Really good food.
Meatballs.
Those meatballs.
The flatbreads, the cheese plate. I'm not kidding you. This was my favorite place in Disneyland. I was there at least once every trip, and nobody knew. You could go up at any time.
Although the last couple times it got really busy and they were taking names, and we noticed. We were like, are people on to us? Like, is this what's going on here?
And I'm sure this sounds delightful to all of you, but don't worry. Unless you're a Disneyland pass holder, you can't go there anymore. And then even if they change their minds and they open it up to everybody, now everybody will know it's there and it's not special anymore. Yeah. So thank you, Disney.
And isn't pretty much everybody in Southern California a Disneyland annual pass holder? I feel
except me.
Except you. Right now. Yeah, except you. Yeah. But I mean, literally, like every household has at least one Disneyland annual pass holder in it. So even just narrowing it down to the annual pass holders, like
Well, and I think that's what the problem was, is that for Disney, it wasn't making enough money, right? Because nobody knew about it. So they're like, well, if we make it an exclusive for annual pass holders, they're going to feel special and they're going to come check it out. And then it's going to be so busy that nobody can get in. And then eventually they're going to open it up to everybody. But now, because all the only people that go to Disneyland are annual pass holders, Southern California residents, everybody's going to know about it and it's going to suck. The end.
Yeah. Yep, pretty much. Yeah.
I'm not. When Sarah sent this,
I heard the shrieking from here, and she lives in California, and I live in Connecticut, and I'm fairly certain I heard a very tiny but distinct scream.
I wish we were on video. I actually had to take a seat.
We are on video.
No. When you told me, I woke up because she did it before I woke up. You know, I'm 3 hours behind everybody, so it's 5:30 in the morning, and I get to my desk and I look at my computer, and I just went, oh, and I actually had to sit down. This closed the stupid Carthay Circle Lounge. I hate Disneyland. They're on my list.
I actually have one more secret spot, but they don't serve alcohol. You have to bring your own. So yeah.
It's not the same.
But we're not discussing that.
No, we're not. No.
Don't worry. When Disneyland ruins that, we'll tell you about it too.
Exactly. All right. So let's talk about Beaches and Cream is back open. Yay! We're so excited. I can't wait to try it. It's one of my favorite spots. It's bigger now, so hopefully it's going to be easier to get in.
Fingers crossed.
Expanded the menu, but kept some of our favorites. So they didn't do anything crazy with the menu. They didn't get rid of any of our favorite items. So I'm excited about that.
More menu items, but don't touch my cheeseburger and the No Way Jose, and we're fine. No, everybody's happy.
Yep. And my grilled cheese and tomato soup is still on there. And so
one day I'll try that. One day, I promise.
Oh, it's so good.
I feel like I go to Beaches and Cream so infrequently because ice cream and meat. When I do go there, I'm like, okay, vanilla Coke.
Here's what you do. You go with me. You order we order a cheeseburger and the grilled cheese and tomato soup, and we share. We split. Yeah.
Fine. Deal.
We share.
Do that.
Yeah. And then of course we have an ice cream. All right. So very excited about that. We haven't had a chance to try it yet, but again, I'm toying with the idea of going down for another one of our little night or 2-night stays in January or February to get down there and sort of try to get on all these couple things. So if anybody wants to come, you're more than welcome.
I just kind of assumed we were doing that.
Yeah, so. It's just sort of how it rolls. Yeah. So at some point we'll probably be doing that. All right. So definitely we will be there for that. But I've heard from a couple of people who have eaten there and it's thumbs up all the way. So super excited.
Except for the new vegan dessert. I heard that's terrible.
Oh no. Oh, it was sad.
I know. I was too. But I mean, I'm not going to Beaches and Cream to be vegan that day. So
no, but if you are, I want there to be good options for you.
Me too. But I mean, it looked good. It's a cookie dessert. I mean, you have little dipping sauces, but I mean,
sounds
vegan
good.
Ice cream. Why are we not on the vegan ice cream? You're an ice cream shop.
Right.
There's a billion and one vegan ice cream places where I live. You mean you couldn't reach out to somebody in California and say, please teach us how to do vegan ice cream?
Yeah, vegan ice cream is such a thing now. It seems unfortunate that that's too bad. All right.
But whatever. Maybe it'll improve. Who knows?
Okay. Here's the thing that now we've reached the thing that I'm going to complain about. Because we know that I am still salty about getting rid of Illuminations. And yes, I know it had been around for 20 years. And yes, I know it was due for an upgrade. And I don't care because I love it. And I think the new name is, I'm trying to use nice words and be positive, and I can't because I don't like it. So somebody else talk about the new Epcot nighttime show. I can't. I'm still mad.
There's a new Epcot nighttime show coming to replace Epcot Forever, which was only intended to be a
which I didn't know, by the way. I didn't know because Epcot Forever is fantastic.
Epcot Forever is really cute, but it is just a placeholder. So the new show is called Epcot HarmonioUS.
But you have to say it the right way. It's HarmonioUS because the us is capitalized at the end.
Oh, I didn't know that.
If you're not watching this on YouTube, everybody just stop and go to this point in the podcast just to watch Sarah's face.
I didn't know it was called HarmonioUS. I like the harmonious. I like
HarmonioUS.
Okay. Is there a story announced for this or just a name?
I don't know because I didn't read the article because I was so mad at just the stupid name and I don't even want to. I'm so mad.
You're never allowed to make fun of me for Maelstrom again because this is my level of hate for
you have switched brains or something.
I
here.
know. I know. But I'm like, I loved it so much. It's Heather's level of Maelstrom is how I felt about Illuminations, and I'm still so sad. And like the fact that I'm never going to see it again, like I could cry right now.
All right. So I'm looking for the start date. I don't see one yet. I'm sure
spring
May.
2020.
Yeah, summer 2020. So Epcot Forever will conclude in May, and HarmonioUS debuting just in time for summer. So also May. I don't know of a theme, but this says it will celebrate how the music of Disney inspires people the world over, carrying you away harmoniously on a stream of familiar Disney tunes, reinterpreted by a diverse group of artists around the globe. I like that. Okay, and then it says massive floating set pieces, custom-built LED panels, choreographed moving fountains, lights, pyrotechnics, lasers, and more. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I'm excited. I like it, and I'm excited because I didn't like Illuminations and.
Oh my God, there's going to be a fight. That's it. Charlie's going to be dead.
No, she's quit.
Oh my God, this is the end of Disney Park Princess.
Down the stairs. She quit. Okay, she's done.
That's me. You're done. That's it. This is over. I can't. That's it. We're all done. I hope you enjoyed episode 65 of the Disney Park Princess podcast because it was the last episode ever.
No, I didn't like it. So I'm happy. I'm happy.
Whatever. Fine. Whatever. You did to me.
We're gonna find something one day that you hate, Charla, and we're gonna tell you how much we like the replacement.
I hate the new Happily Ever After. I liked Wishes. Wishes to me was like Illuminations to you, and I don't like the replacement. So.
See, I loved Wishes too. I liked Wishes better than I liked Illuminations, but I also like Happily Ever After. I refuse to go see it in person though because I like to be in bed. So I'm indifferent to all the nighttime shows because I'm asleep.
So for me, I can't even tell. Like other than I guess the music, I find the Magic Kingdom fireworks shows almost like it's almost different. I can't tell the difference between them. Like they're so similar to me. Like they don't feel significantly different from one to the other, but. I don't know. That's just me. But I get the Wishes thing. And if you loved it, then I'm with you and, have at it. You are allowed to hate Happily Ever After.
Thank you.
I support you.
You are allowed to hate HarmonioUS.
I don't
like it if you would give it a chance.
I will give it a chance, but the name.
Yeah, the name's good.
Okay, thank you. That's going to show. Those of you watching YouTube just saw Heather type up a note because it's going to show up on the thing. So, all right, we'll discuss that as well. Thank you. Yes, I just maybe it's going to be great. Maybe it's going to be the best thing ever. Maybe I'm going to fall in love with it, and it's going to be my new Disney love. Maybe. But anytime you come up with a name that's that cutesy and that sort of like
I will say. It feels like it should be more in the Magic Kingdom than Epcot. Like I get they're trying to bring in the world and all of this, but like the cool thing about Illuminations was that it wasn't a Disney show. It wasn't, and I feel like Epcot really hasn't had any show ever in their history that's been all, like a whole new world and let it go. And maybe we don't need that at every single park. So I'm kind of disappointed in that, but who knows? It could be good.
Yeah. Let's talk about something else that I feel might have been better suited to the Magic Kingdom than Epcot. Regal Eagle Smokehouse.
Ever After.
That too. Yes. We all agree that Maelstrom should have been left untouched. But
no,
Regal
it should have been
Smokehouse.
touched, just plussed. It needed to be plussed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Regal Eagle Smokehouse in Epcot at the America Pavilion is the new barbecue sort of smokehouse that we've known that was coming for a long time. We suspected that there was going to be a Sam the Eagle tie-in, but it's a big tie-in. We now know he's on the logo, he's in the signage, he's on the so yeah.
Well, don't you know that Epcot has to have a Disney character in every single pavilion these days?
I find that so frustrating.
Me too.
I love Sam the Eagle. I don't know.
I love Sam the Eagle.
I don't know what it has to do with this whatsoever and
That's
why.
exactly right. Yeah.
But I think
America, we like barbecue and eagles.
And I don't even mind necessarily the whole tie-in with Disney characters, because when it makes sense, Coco in Mexico, fine. Remy in France, fine. Arendelle is Norway. Now you're pushing it because Frozen wasn't set in Norway. It was set in Arendelle. So now,
which is not real.
Right, which is a fictional country. So now I have a problem. Sam the Eagle is he's a Muppet. And you took my Muppets out of the Magic Kingdom.
Can I talk about my real problem with this whole restaurant? I don't like barbecue food.
I don't like barbecue either, so that's part of it.
And is that all we have to offer in America is barbecue? Listen, I get it. It's a big thing in the South and Texas and all of that, but I'm never going to eat there. Not my thing. Yeah. I don't like smoked meats. I don't want smoked tofu. I don't want ribs. I hate eating foods that my hands get dirty. It's just not my jam. And I get it. Tons of people love it, but I don't know.
Well, to me,
that's my problem with it.
Yes, to me, as somebody who lives in the South and there's barbecue everywhere, number one, there's several different types of barbecue, and number two, I have really good barbecue restaurants here. So I'm not sure if the Epcot restaurant is going to be what I think of as barbecue.
Is there a celebrity chef or famous restaurant tie-in to this, or it's just Disney doing?
I'm aware of.
Just Disney. But the other thing is that barbecue is so regional. So if there is anything that I have learned by my parents moving south of the Mason-Dixon, is that Carolina barbecue is not Texas barbecue, which is not, some other type of barbecue. And North Carolina barbecue is different than Alabama barbecue, which is different than,
Doesn't the Food Network make whole series about barbecue wars and rib wars and things like that? People are passionate about it.
It's kind of like you saying New York versus Chicago style pizza. There's a huge difference.
Okay, wait, no.
Not a pizza, it is a casserole.
Yeah.
That's why you call Chicago style pizza and then just
pizza. To her point, she literally got two words out and we were arguing over what was pizza.
Right.
So to her point.
What I'm saying is there's a big difference. It's the same as there's that war. There's that war. It's the same here. It's a certain type of thing, and I just don't know what kind of barbecue they're going to have. And I'm probably not going to eat there. I like barbecue, but I like the kind that I like. And so I don't know that it's,
Right. Yep. But also, I'm still mad that you took my Muppets out of the Magic Kingdom, where I thought it was so cute in Liberty Square. And now so what? You took Sam the Eagle out of Liberty Square? You put him in.
What if they take that show and they make it so that there's a show every hour or so while you're dining at Regal?
Done.
Are we in then? We're in.
Yes, but I still think it should have gone in the Magic Kingdom.
Agreed. But then they would have had to take out Liberty Tree Tavern, and I would.
Oh no. Okay.
I would have flown myself down there and sat in front of that restaurant.
You're right. We would have staged a Mr. Toad's a Toad-in. Yeah, we would have staged a Liberty Tree in. Yeah. All right. Okay. Two last things. Heather, what is the new date for the Disneyland Parade?
February 28th. I'm so excited for this. I can't wait. I might actually go down and see it. Well, who knows?
All right. So I'm going to need to hear more about this because I don't remember the last time that you said, I'm so excited about this, I'm going to go see it. So tell us all that we need to know about this new
Disneyland not a parade at Disneyland because she doesn't like them.
They're terrible. They're terrible. Have you guys seen Soundsational? It's been around for the last 20. It's a terrible parade, but this new one is called Magic Happens, and it's kind of along the lines of Festival of Fantasy, where things happen as the floats are going down. So there's a Moana float, and then all of a sudden the wave comes up, and you see different signs in the wave. And my favorite thing is on this Sleeping Beauty float, you have the fairies going, make it pink, make it blue, and her dress is changing pink and blue in the middle of the parade. Cannot wait. Cannot wait for this. I mean, who knows? It could be terrible, but if they execute it the way that they are presenting it, it's going to be awesome. And Disneyland is way overdue for a good parade. So I'm super excited.
Oh, all right. And while you're there, if the Lunar New Year Festival is still going on, I need you to buy me all the things. Okay, thanks. Bye.
I want to go just for the noodles. But I need to.
I need merch.
I have 3 favorite times to go to Disneyland. It's Lunar New Year, the Food and Wine Festival, which usually happens like in March-ish, and then Halloween time. So it's coming up on my pilgrimage to Disneyland.
Every year, the Lunar New Year Festival gets a little bit bigger and a little more merch. And this year, they've already like announced like all the merch that's coming. And
I'm kind of annoyed that they're like, well, I mean, I guess what else would they do? But it's the year of the rat, not the year of the mouse. And it's like, but
that's annoying to me. Yeah.
Mickey and Minnie are there every Lunar New Year anyway.
Right.
So I don't know. But whatever. I'm going anyway.
That's okay. All right. And then last but not least, Walt Disney World specifically purchased 235 acres adjacent to their current property for about $6 million, which kind of seems like a little bit of a steal, honestly. Is this just because they're trying to sort of, increase their buffer of civilization around them, or do they have a plan for this? And
do we know where it's by?
Ooh. Yeah, there is a map actually about where they purchased, and I'm trying to picture it. Like, if you're looking at Walt Disney World, it's to the. I don't remember what the orientation of the map was actually. So, I'll look it up. But, maybe this is what we should do for our Patreon extra.
No, so people want to hear about what I did sitting on the couch for a month.
We haven't been gone for a month. We haven't been gone that long. But I was going to say, if we could do anything with that property, what would we do? Would be a good Patreon extra.
I'm wondering if, like you said, it is just a buffer for now.
It could just be a buffer.
Until they need it.
Yeah, it could just be a buffer. All right, let's see.
It's probably just going to be more DVC resorts. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay, so... it's just west of the Oak Trail Golf Course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like trying to picture it, and I'm like, okay, so it's here and it's like over that way. So, this isn't their only recent land purchase, but it is one that is sort of the closest to their current property. And it's closer to the golf courses. So there is some speculation that they may just be expanding the golf courses, but it could also, there's also a lot of like wetlands things, that are involved when anytime you buy land in Florida. So it could just be an offset. It could just be to increase the buffer.
It might be part of the wetlands law where they've been building so much that now they need more wetlands there.
Yeah. So, but we'll see. But 235 acres, that's a good chunk of land. So it's fun to speculate. Always fun to talk about. All right, that does it.
Next week. Maybe next week.
Yeah. So that does it. This has been episode 65 of the Disney Park Princess podcast. You can listen to us on iTunes or your favorite podcast app. Hopefully you're watching us on YouTube. If you're not, please go to YouTube, go to our Disney Park Princess channel, subscribe, watch Heather and I make crazy faces, whatever. Follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. If you're not in our Facebook group, you should be, because there's all kinds of fun going on in there. People are talking about their upcoming trips. We do polls and questions. We talk about what's going on, share holiday decorations. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on in there. So join our Facebook group. And if you are not supporting us on Patreon, it would be lovely if you would. That would be helpful. We appreciate it. We're so close to our first goal of $300. We're only like $10 away, I think, of $300 a month. We're at $290, I think, right now. So, one person at $10 a month could put us right over our first goal, which would be fantastic. You can go to patreon.com/Disney Park Princess, and we give you extra content. So we record an extra 5 to 10 minutes of the podcast every week on video and audio. And just for subscribing to us, that is exclusive content that is just for you. If you are at the $10 a month level, you also get an extra email every single month with super secret VIP tips that we do not share on the blog or the podcast. We do not share this with our regular listeners. This is just for our $10 a month patrons. So you can get that as well. All right. Thanks, guys. Happy 2020.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.